with some more Watch Mojo. This is the top 20 darkest moments on Power Rangers. And you may be thinking to yourself, if you haven't seen the show before, what? What do you mean darkest moments on a kid's show made for like 3-year-olds? Well, this show did head down some dark paths in it's what, 30 seasons now? Getting ready to end with whatever the new short incarnation is going to be. I mean, hell, they even released Dino Fury Part 2, Season 2, Part 2. I don't know. But yeah, top 20 darkest moments on Power Rangers. I know one from Lost Galaxy. That's probably going to be number one. Kendrick is probably number one. The command center blowing up is probably top 5. Lord Zed showing up, that could be considered a dark moment. All of RPM. I haven't watched these shows in forever. Let's just get to the list, shall we?
It's kind of quiet around here.
Operation Overtime.
Don't say that.
It's a little too rap.
Says that in the movies, something bad happens.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today,
Dark
we're
Fate.
counting down our
Dark
picks
Fate.
for the top 20 darkest moments on Power Rangers.
Scorpius, I will have my revenge.
For
Now
this
you're gonna defend
list,
that.
we'll be looking at the grimmest, most disturbing, and borderline traumatic scenes from the usually
Kruger's
lighthearted
family.
superhero franchise. As much as we love the comics, we'll only be focusing on the TV series
Dad.
and movies. Since these moments can get very
Imperious.
story-heavy, expect spoilers ahead. Which Ranger moment chilled you to the bone? Let us know in the comments. Number 20. The end of the Green
Yeah,
Ranger,
I didn't know that was a
Mighty
dark
Morphin
moment.
Power Rangers. It turns out that Rita doesn't like it when her evil Green Rangers abandon her. When Tommy turns on her, she conjures up a magic candle that steals Tommy's powers as it burns.
Why am I here?
It's simple. If you serve Rita, you can keep your powers. If not, you'll lose them when the candle burns out.
What candle?
The green
What candle?
When Jason goes to retrieve the candle, he is forced to make a difficult decision that
Why
will
didn't they
haunt
take
him.
that time?
You gave up. You
I just thought of this. Why didn't Jason go attack Goldar and then Zach grab the candle and they just hightail it out of there? They just daintily leave. Did you get the
An
candle? Nope.
intense battle on Earth ends up endangering Tommy's life. In order to save his teammate, Jason abandons hopes of getting the candle back and lets Tommy's Green Ranger powers fade away.
It was great being a Ranger, Zordon. You'll always be with me. I'm sorry, Tommy. I tried to get the candle.
No, you didn't.
You did what you had to do. My powers are with you now. Use them to defeat Rita. You can count on it, man.
For a famously lighthearted and goofy season, this was a surprisingly grim moment that highlights that not every decision we make will be easy. Number 19. A terrifying rescue mission. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. When Terra Venture receives a distress beacon, Mike and Leo lead a team of GSA soldiers on a rescue mission
What's the first
inside an
episode?
unknown spacecraft.
Thanks for coming. I feel a lot better with you along. Wouldn't miss it. Just watch my back.
The mission
If it looks
quickly
and feels
becomes
like Starship
something out of a
Troopers,
horror
that's what
film.
they were going for.
Although the ship is dark, covered in webs, and the only parts of the ship's crew left are gooey remains, the heroes aren't alone. They find themselves being hunted by a vicious and lightning-fast alien monster that picks them off one at a time.
It got Jasper!
What got Jasper?
Something! It came out of the shadows, sir! Grabbed him, and then they were both gone!
A rescue mission quickly becomes a fight to make it out alive. Thankfully, everyone survives in the end. But the tense, foreboding atmosphere makes this one of the scariest episodes of the whole Power Rangers series. Number 18. Did something happen to me? Power...
Okay. I didn't realize this was going to be on the list. Dan Chase, cut the video off right here. I don't want you guys seeing this. Over on the main channel, We're trying to do History of Power Rangers if we can stop getting false strikes from stupid idiots.
You just made the list!
They just made the list. And this was one of the big surprises of the later seasons, especially from a season that's not really well regarded as good. I didn't mind Operation Overdrive. I thought it was a lot better than some other seasons, like Jungle Fury. Worst season ever. So yeah, just skip this little bit.
Operation Overdrive. Throughout Operation Overdrive, there are subtle hints that Mac might be more than meets the eye. Eventually, the truth is found out in one of the biggest plot twists of the series. It's revealed that Mac is actually an android Dr. Hartford designed.
You're an android. I created you.
You're number 17 and...
That's impossible.
He was built only 2 years prior to the events of the series. To sell the ruse, Mac was given false memories of a childhood that never happened.
I wanted you to be like every other kid. I'm not! I'm a machine!
Suffice it to say, Mac is an emotional mess when all these truths are revealed.
How is he an emotional
Learning that
mess?
Everything he ever believed about his life was all a lie was pretty dark. And if that wasn't disturbing enough for you, there's a lovely shot of Mac's detached cyborg head to seal the deal.
Did something happen to me? Yeah.
Number 17, Decker's defeat.
Insert JonTron here.
Rangers Super Samurai. When you look at the facts, Decker's whole life is dark on its own. He was cursed as a half-human / half-Nylok with no memory of his former life. All Decker had was an insatiable need to find a worthy opponent to break his curse.
I knew we had something in common the moment I met you.
He was taking a
Hiding that
stab
secret
at it.
made you
Ah,
twisted
damn
like
it.
me.
We have nothing in common.
Maybe you don't think so. But I can see in your eyes the same need to fight, the need to prove yourself worthy.
After 2 seasons of build-up, he finally gets his ultimate duel against Red Ranger Jaden. Despite how exhausted both warriors get, Decker refuses to quit. He keeps going even when he's too tired to lift his sword. Although Jaden doesn't want to strike the final blow, Decker still keeps trying to provoke his opponent. When Blue Ranger Kevin strikes the villain down, he happily embraces the end in a truly grim scene.
At last, I'm free.
Number 16, Lord Zed's Twisted Demands. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Okay, so here's another one. You know what? If you're watching this, Chase and Dan, just go watch another one of our amazing videos. You ain't got to watch this one. This is spoiler. Everybody else that's not on the team that I'm trying to keep this stuff hidden from so I can get their raw reaction. Yeah. There's very few scenes in this original series that are like jaw-dropping, surprising. The Green Ranger power getting taken away for the first time. Lord Zed showing up for the first time. The Thunderzords just blowing up. Even in the first part of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, against Cyclopsis, the Megazord's arm getting cut off, Dragonzord's tail getting cut off. And there was another one where like they sank the Zords and Titanus was going down and the Megazord was trying to pull it by its head and it was screaming. And then we get to this. This is right before the Power of Pink or something like that. It was a 3-parter. I think this is the Power of Pink. Yeah, because they took her Kimberly's power coin and they were going to drain all the power out of her body. And they're trying to figure out what the hell they can do to stop Zed and Rita. And then this happens.
You know you've hit rock bottom when you're forced to negotiate with the devil. Pink Ranger Kimberly was once held hostage.
There's gotta be something we can do, Zordon.
Changing of the Zords.
I can't lose her.
With her life force fading away, the Rangers are left with no choice but to allow Lord Zed into the command center to make a deal. Zed's demands are simple and wicked. The Rangers must either serve him and pilot his evil Zords, or risk letting one of their own perish.
I don't like you,
agree to pilot my new fleet of Zords and do all my evil bidding. Or you can refuse my offer, in which case we can all sit around and have a jolly time watching the Pink Ranger race away.
This situation is grim enough with the original Pink Ranger's life on the line, but seeing the villain sit smugly in the Ranger's sacred sanctuary with...
Yeah, every step he took, it's like, okay, back the F up. You need to stop.
all the cards in his favor is just bone-chilling. Number 15, the truth behind Cole's parents. Power Rangers Wild Force.
I never
For
finished
all
watching.
His life, Cole despeitly wanted
I saw
to
the
know
end battle,
what
but I
became
never.
of his parents. Tragically, what he finds is not good news.
I'll be destroyed soon. Just like your parents.
What?
His parents were once close with a human named Dr. Adler. However, the medical professional became bitterly jealous of their love. After turning himself into a monster, Master Oric put an end to his suffering by making them suffer the ultimate price.
I will have my revenge! I was no longer a weak human being. You took the seeds, didn't you? I became Master Oric.
Cole's parents were good people who were dedicated to protecting the Earth. Unfortunately, their lives were cut short because someone they dared to call a friend let his bitterness consume him. It's a heavy storyline that made Cole's fight against evil feel a lot more painful and personal. Number 14, Kruger loses everything.
Alright, I know it's a dog costume. I get it. But Doggy Kruger is an absolute bad A. And his story is very tragic.
Power Rangers SPD.
Shadow
the
Ranger.
realization that you're the sole survivor of a conflict can be a lot to handle. Unfortunately, Commander Kruger knows all too well what that's like. The evil Emperor Grum once invaded the commander's homeworld, Sirius.
Though our men fought valiantly, we were no match for the endless army of Truvians.
Victory is mine!
Although Kruger tried his best to lead the charge and fight against the invaders, he lost. He was overpowered, his wife was taken, and his planet was conquered. Kruger was left thinking that he was the very last of his kind. That dreaded day haunted Kruger so much that he vowed never to pick up his sword again. But when a shadow of his past comes back to finish him off, he faces his inner demons and fights again.
That was so cool.
Number 13, Dayu's dark deal with Serrator. Power Rangers Samurai. While Nilox thrive on human fear and misery, Dayu is arguably more miserable than anyone on Earth. Once upon a time, she was a human that was married to Decker, but her love was fatally wounded in a house fire. Dayu was so desperate to save him that she made a deal with the Nilok King Serrator.
I can save him.
I don't remember this, but I didn't watch Samurai a lot.
Simply trade your humanity for an eternity in the netherworld.
After agreeing to trade her humanity so that Decker may live, she realizes that she agreed to a terrible deal. Serrator made Decker half Nilok with no memory of his humanity or Dayu.
He shall live, but as a cursed half human and half Nilok, with no memory of you.
What? No. You tricked me.
And no ass.
Additionally, he has an unquenchable thirst for combat. Dayu, on the other hand, remembers everything. she's forced to live with the pain of losing everything she once held dear. Number 12. The end of the Wild Zords.
Oh, nobody cared
Power
about the damn
Rangers
Wild
Wild
Zords.
Force. During the season finale of Wild Force, it seemed like all the orgs had finally been
Merrick was the
destroyed.
best part.
Unfortunately,
The Lunar Wolf
Master
Ranger,
Org was
and
alive, recently reached his full power, and had begun his final takeover of Earth.
Earth.
Hello, Rangers.
Hello.
Remember me?
Master
It is
Org.
I, Master Org. It is so good to see you again.
He decides to kick off his conquest by destroying the Animarium. Although the Wild Zords fight valiantly, it's not enough. One by one, Master Org effortlessly slices them into extinction.
Falcon Sword, watch out!
He's destroying the Wild Zords.
The end of the Zords means that the Rangers no longer have any powers or hope of protecting the world from Master Org's terror. Seeing these sentient animal fighters fall in battle right before the Rangers' eyes made for a disturbing scene.
Your wild swords are finally extinct, and soon you and the whole human race will be gone as well.
Number 11. Imperious's Dark Wish. Power Rangers Mystic Force. The Mystic Force Rangers learned the hard way that they should never stop appreciating what they have.
Yeah,
After winning their
this was a
fair
good one.
share of matchups, they become overly dependent on using their magic and keep looking for mystical shortcuts. Sadly, their laziness costs them dearly when the vile Imperius takes advantage of their powers to make an evil wish.
I grant you one wish. Oh, I'm gonna regret this.
I wish there were never Mystic Force Power Rangers.
The villain changes reality.
Yeah, I always wondered about this. Why didn't Imperius wish there were no Power Rangers, period? Why is it just the Mystic Force Power Rangers? And the Mystic Mother is supposed to be Rita Repulsa? I mean, you could have taught...
so that the Power Rangers never came to their hometown of Briarwood. As a result, all the good magic and color is sucked away. The city is left at the mercy of the darkness. Worst of all, our heroes are powerless. All they have is the memories of their old lives and the knowledge they caused all this by taking their magic for granted.
They've taken over the whole city, and there's nothing we can do about it.
That's right, Chip.
Belongs to the forces of darkness.
Child?
Number 10. Alex is struck
Oh,
down.
yeah, first
Power
episode.
Rangers Time Force. Time Force is undeniably one of the most mature seasons of the show. It cemented its
Outside
role
RPM,
as a
yeah, I
serious
agree.
series from day one. At the very beginning of the series, Alex was the original Red Time Force Ranger and Pink Ranger Jen's fiancé. He's tasked with bringing in the mutant warlord Rancic. In the season premiere, the two clash, but Rancic comes out on top and viciously strikes Alex in the back. He lies in his fiance's arms and entrusts her to finish the mission he would never get to complete.
Finish the mission.
For longtime fans, the sight of a Red Ranger dying was incredibly intense and depressing. While Alex would eventually come back due to time travel, his
Shenanigans.
relationship with Jen was never the same.
Alex?
Unbelievable. You look just like me.
This green screen is amazing.
You're alive!
Number 9. Murloc toys with Sky.
Yeah.
Power Rangers SPD. Murloc is essentially treated like the Hannibal Lecter of the Power
He
Rangers
killed
franchise.
Sky's dad.
Since he has the ability to travel
Who was a
through
Time Force
reflective
Ranger?
surfaces, he's kept locked away in a remote facility.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I talked over that. He can... That's why he's wearing sunglasses. Anything that's reflective, he can escape into.
Murloc gets a visitor when Blue Ranger Sky needs information on a fugitive.
A visitor? What a rare treat.
This isn't a social visit. I'm here on official SPD business. I want to ask you some questions.
The villain literally capitalized on the pain he caused to escape and hurt even more people. Number 8. Trakina goes too far. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy.
What did she do?
After gaining more power, the big bad Trakina completely snaps and orchestrates a ruthless attack on the peaceful city of Terra Venture.
Welcome back, Terra Venture.
Oh, didn't she kill the engines?
Not only does she directly assault the colony with her ship,
Yeah,
but
she
she
kills
attaches bombs to her sting wingers to blow up anything they come in contact with.
Yeah.
They go on to destroy or seriously damage both structures and Megazords.
The Megazords! They've been destroyed!
Nothing can stop.
Even her loyal General Villamax is disgusted
Yeah.
by her carelessness. What makes this invasion even more horrifying is how closely it parallels other real-world tragedies. Scenes like this show that there are villains that will go to truly disturbing lengths to beat the Rangers. Number 7. Rancic's Hatred. Power Rangers Time Force. Despite being a kids show, Time Force was not afraid to tackle heavy subjects like prejudice. The audience eventually learns that hatred is why the main villain Rancic became a criminal. As it turns out, he was born as a mutant due to a random accident.
And as the world above dreamed of perfect DNA, their nightmare, a mutant, was born.
Society rejected Rancic solely because he looked different. Since he couldn't bear to live in a world that wouldn't accept him, he decides to raise an army of his own kind to make humans suffer for rejecting him.
I gathered every other wretched creature and formed an army of criminals that terrorized the city.
The villains of this season only exist because society wasn't willing to give them a chance. While Power Ranger Big Bads don't always get extensive backstories, we definitely understood why Rancic was so evil. Number 6. Billy Drowns. Power Rangers. From the opening
Spoilers for the
scene,
movie.
it was obvious that the 2017
I
Power
love this
Rangers
movie.
would be the darkest live-action Power Rangers movie yet.
Rashenu. Rashenu. Alpha. Ensu. Axplitaku. Shenai.
It was packed with mature themes and saw the heroes dealing with more realistic and hard-hitting problems. The bleakest moment came when Rita tied up all the Rangers. She threatens to kill them if they don't tell her where the precious Zeo crystal is. To protect his friends, Blue Ranger Billy gives up the crystal's location. Rita thanks him by letting him drown.
Zordon would lose all respect for me if I don't kill you. At least one of you.
His friends are forced to carry him back to the base while they're still mourning. Although Billy gets a second chance at life, the scene of his death is an image we can't get out of our heads.
Did I die?
Yes.
A little bit. You guys want me back to life?
Number 5. The Power Rangers lose their base.
Yeah, which...
Power Rangers Turbo. When the good mentors are away, the devious Divatox or...
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. What? Demetria and Alpha 6 took over after Zordon and Alpha 5 left. And then they left, and it's like, okay.
her troops to attack the power chamber.
You really want to know when we attack? We attack.
I love
The
Divatox.
Rangers attempt to fight back against the continuous forces. Unfortunately, they're grossly outnumbered. In the end, the unthinkable happens when Divatox blows up the power chamber. The Rangers thankfully survive the tremendous explosion.
Bye-bye, Ranger.
However, that doesn't make the whole sequence any less intense, and it's painful to see the normally bright and majestic power chamber darkened and being torn apart bit by bit. Up to this point, Divatox wasn't a very effective villain, but her destruction of the power
Rygar
chamber
and Elgar?
cemented her place in franchise evil history. Number 4. Magna Defenders Past. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. The Galaxy Rangers weren't fond of the Magna Defender's lone warrior attitude, but can you blame him after everything he's endured?
I'll never forgive Scorpius for what he did to you, Zika. Or
Yeah, he killed Zika, right? Or he let him go?
Years ago, he was a gallant, benevolent warrior and a father, but one fateful encounter with the evil Scorpius ruined his life. During the battle, Magna Defender's son rushed in to protect his father, but Scorpius snuffs the young soul right out in front of his father's eyes.
Zika, please. No.
Since that horrible day, the Magna Defender strayed from his righteous path and became a vengeful, bitter warrior determined to make Scorpius pay. While he could have been a better team player, it's understandable that he'd be so cold after losing so much. Number 3. Kendrick's Sacrifice. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. No matter how much time has passed since the original Pink Galaxy Ranger Kendrick's demise, it never gets less tragic. During a tense battle, the heinous Psycho Pink unleashes a deadly storm that threatens to wipe out Cassie and all of Terra Venture. Kendricks rushes in and silences the storm. Unfortunately, her heroic deed comes at the cost of her life.
I'm okay. I'll always be here.
Behind the scenes, this decision was made because actress Valerie Vernon, who played the Ranger, was undergoing treatment for leukemia. It was great to hear that she recovered in real life and was able to return to the show.
I knew you'd make it here. Kendricks! You don't know how many times I wished you'd come back. I missed you.
But until Vernon recovered, her character's death served as a bleak dose of reality that not everyone comes back from a battle alive. Number 2. Zordon's death.
Yeah, how the hell did I forget this?
In space. During the season finale of In Space, the struggle between good and evil escalated to an all-out war throughout the universe. All the forces of good were left struggling to survive. Longtime Ranger mentor Zordon says the universe can be saved if his energy tube is shattered.
Only the good energy from my tube can destroy the forces of evil.
But Zordon, what's going to happen to you?
I will be gone, but my spirit will forever live in all that is good.
Unfortunately, the only person around to do it is the Red Ranger Andros. After agonizing over what needs to be done, the hero agrees to take Zordon out. A reluctant blow from Andros marks the end of an era. Not only did Zordon help many young adults become heroic warriors, but the fans at home spent 6 seasons with him. Unlike most Ranger deaths, Zordon's demise was permanent. Number 1. Dr. K
I'm so glad RPM's on this list and it's number 1.
intentionally starts an apocalypse. Power Rangers RPM. Since RPM is set in a world where a sentient computer virus was responsible for eliminating most of the human population, this season's mere existence is pretty dark.
I am vengeance. Your world is now my world, and your time is now over.
But nothing could have prepared fans for the reveal of how the world got this way. Power Ranger mentor Dr. K reveals that she was a child prodigy.
Okay, sorry. I just want to pause it real quick. Because I said this in another episode of something Power Rangers we covered either on the main channel or over on the arcade or here. I forget which video it was. But if you're new here and you've seen Lord of the Rings, specifically the Two Towers, the scene where the mother lets the daughter and the son on the horse, and they get to Minas Tirith first, and they don't know where the mom is. The little girl, the actress that played the little girl is the same actress that plays Dr. K here.
To remain inside for most of her formative years.
Can I go outside?
No.
Outside? Sorry, honey. You're still very, very allergic to the sun.
Maybe next year. Now don't forget to make your birthday wish.
You do have a wish, don't you?
In an attempt to escape the agency that had imprisoned her, she created a virus to disrupt their system. But when Dr. K's plans are interrupted, her creation escapes out into the world.
You have to let me install the firewall to stop it! No! That kid will spread me on top of that soup! No! I just wanted to go outside! No! Please! It could infect the entire world!
She has to live with the knowledge that many lives, including the loved ones of some of her rangers, were lost because she wanted freedom. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from Watch.
If you enjoyed the video, please do all the things down below. The clicking, the subscribing, all of those things. The liking, all of that. If you have a different darkest Power Ranger moment that you want to share, please, that's what the comment section is for. Along with any suggestions about future videos. As always, we'll catch you next time.